All right. Okay, so retention rate. I want to talk about retention rate. So I know everyone was there in company meeting yesterday. Overall marketing retention rate from both SEO and PPC team was somewhere to 93.47%. Uh, there was a big jolt at the end of the month in May month. Few clients actually filed cancellation, I think, on the last 2 days of the May month, especially the last day, 31. Some clients also kind of concerned with their results and forward-looking kind of concerns for us in the next 1 2 month if we don't produce, a kind of good performance for them or surprising performance for them or performance that can make them satisfied and stayed with us. So mainly the reasons behind, the cancellation, the typical reasons, the key principles are absolutely relationship and results. Both of them depends on the quality of the work. Here you can see, how crucial, how important relationship is apart from results. So normally we have digital producer for relationship management. They can only do a good job if we actually support them with results and all the information that they need in order to maintain the relationship. Now we also participate into client calls regularly. All of you guys also join these calls on a need basis to explain clients stuff, results, strategy. So now we also kind of understand how hard, how difficult client communications are, how challenging client communications are, because apart from getting results, which is definitely your number one priority, the other priority is also to keep client satisfied, to keep client happy. And both depends on quality of the work, and it needs a lot of efforts, it needs a lot of work from our side. So we have again seen relationship results because of these two factors. We have seen clients going away from us and they are continue our challenges. So we need to keep working on both sides, we need to keep improving. Definitely what we are doing could be good on some account cases, but majorly we definitely need improvement in areas. Now talking about PPC retention, so this is also, I know we were looking for towards 97% just 2 3 days ahead of May month, but unfortunately one of our client filed cancellation on 31st May. Uh, because of that, we actually ended up to 93.79% cancellations. Just to give me a second, guys. Looks like my boy is having some problem. Just 5 minutes. All right, all good now. He's just, you know, kind of needs a chocolate, and his mom is not giving the chocolate, so having all sort of yelling. All right, returning back here. So 93.79% retention from PPC side. So we actually got three clients cancelled, starting with Marcel Moda, who filed cancellation on 31st. The reason behind Marcel Moda's cancellation was a mix of reasons. Results, slow work, alignment of expectations despite good efforts from team here. And they also cited poor copy. They didn't like copy. over this account, I think everyone worked hard, but again we ended up on losing sides because results were moving slowly, uh, and a part of that was client's expectation was very high. Plus, they were minutely looking into everything, and when a client look minutely into things like copy and the strategy and the way we move the workflow, you know there is very small chances of error that you can actually do, because they would always come on top of that. So Marcel Moura.
Yeah, so I want to add here one point. Marcelo Moda was I was handling that account, and basically
Mhm.
the client was little bit confused. What actually their expectation was, that was not clear. So if we talk about the performance, we were increasing very good compared to last month, or overall we were increasing very well. But instead of that, that was not satisfying to client. Client was expecting much more, and that much more don't have limit. So that
Right.
uh,
That's true. When client have changing expectation, then there's always a problem. We cannot definitely provide them infinite results in such a short time. So that's the problem from client side, and they have been going to other agency with unrealistic expectations, and we are having a feeling that the way they need results, I don't think there would be anybody ever in this world would be going to provide them in such a short time. So yeah, I think we really worked hard. We gave everything from our side. That's what the best thing is, when you work hard and still if client is not staying there. At least what we can pride is in our own work. Our best efforts, best job. There would be some cases like Marcelamoda where I think time to time we have seen that happens rarely, but sometimes such kind of clients come in. We should learn from their incidents. I think we tried, but that is where the alignment of expectation has totally gone horrendous. And I think the biggest part was expectation, but they cited results, slow work. A lot of client would bring those points when their frustrations are kind of, we are not meeting the expectation. They would even bring in a problem where there was not a problem. So overall, barring Masale Moda, I think we have had a decent month. uh, Unfortunately, we lost Masale Moda, so it ended up 93.79%, but we are actually literally better in terms of putting efforts and trying to maintain the retention. Mosaic Network, this client was with us since a little bit of time, but they again had gone away citing results issue. I think for Mosaic Network, one of the biggest challenge was their expensive industry, very very expensive keywords. For one click, we had to pay like 30 to $35. We started trying display network campaign, but I think there was a little bit of delay on launching that display network campaign, and oftentimes uh, that kind of delay are typically fatal for us. We need to be very very fast in finding out what could work for a client, and deploy that in a timely manner. I know there are different team members involved. Like you need a banner, then you would need to rely on designers. But but realistically, we cannot just keep sitting and waiting for designer to take 7 or 8 days and bring banners to us, and then we launch a specific campaign 7 8 days later. Often that ended up on frustrating client further. And obviously once you launch a campaign, you need to give it time. So that's why I think in our new process, monthly strategy is what we would like to hit that point on a proper strategy ahead of a month, paired up with client approval, and then executions is what I think is we need. And these cancellations repeatedly gives us a good lesson that why we need to be so fast, so accurate, why our strategies need to be very aligned with results oriented approach. And last one is a pomegranate. This client, right now we couldn't speak to the point of contact to this client, so we don't really know the reasons behind the cancellation. But I think one reason could be because of their past couple of month performance. Again, unprofitability, lack of profit to client's pocket could be the reason behind that. So these three, and we can see that the common reasons, barring Masalemota, other all this month, last couple of months, the common reasons comes out to be the results, lack of results, not enough results, no results at all. So that gives us some sort of context that what we are doing is actually not enough. That's why we need to improve somewhere. That's why we need to improve in such a way that we could do better job with providing results on timely manner. All right, I still feel that we had a pretty decent May month. Here's the table, that great table. You can see May month we ended up on 48,000. I think yeah, it's close to 48 sorry, $58,600 in total revenue. I was having some confusion with 2-3 clients. I'm not sure why our accounting team did not add billing of Michelson Found Animals, NHP, and Family Creations. I think there could be a mistake from accounting team. So if those are corrected, we will be likely going to surpass $60,000 in a May month, which is a good improvement from the April month where it was 57. March month was pretty good. Right there, a number of cancellations, you can see how cancellation impacts on our revenue. So March month we had a rush of cancellations, more cancellations than we would have expected, which actually hit on the next month revenue immediately. So far in a May month, we have plenty of new clients. I think in a June month, this month we're likely going to again, improve on our total revenue. We definitely need to keep our clients. We definitely need to keep retention rate high in order to keep progressing. All right, so that's actually a short update on our retention side. Is there any question, concern, comment here?
Ashok, I have one thing I would like to say here.
Sure.
Uh, it's just that when we get to know that we usually get to know when this is flagged, right? Like the DPs give us a flag that the client is going to be like on the border of losing, like we might lose the client, right? Like he's not happy with the performance and everything. So though we try to do a lot of things, as you said, it doesn't work out as much as, because you can see Marcel Lamoda was picking up, but the client's expectations were too high,
Right.
right? So in this point of view, like what kind of scenarios happened during the meetings with the clients? Like I'm not very much sure. Like what kind of like is there a retention meeting planned to retain the customer, or is it like just the DPs talking to them, or we can get
See,
involved?
normally client alignment calls, DP usually speaks to client once in a 2 week. That's our normal, typical, workflow.
Mhm.
Some clients who are kind of like, concerned with results or need a more conversations with them, DPs speak probably once in a week. They do a call once in a week. So it all starts with kickoff call where we do understand what is clients' expectations. Sometimes they clearly tells that I need 3x by the time I hit 3 months in order to keep my business flowing. Those kind of statements from client sides give us a little bit of idea about like when they're going to plug the mark or when they will going to review the campaign progress. It's that point, kickoff call, it is why so crucial to be listening carefully to clients in kickoff call, that we need to understand, thoughts or, the intentions behind what could be their expectations from us. Second thing is then regular alignment calls.
Yeah.
For as of now, our policy is you guys should at least try once in a month to join DP and speak with the client or listen to clients what their thoughts are on the progress on the strategy we are deploying. That is second way to understand. Otherwise, the typical process that we have is if a client flags in that is a concern about results, we would either get an email
Mhm.
or there is a STC request form. The Google form is, we call it save the client, or STC in other words. So STC form being filed by digital producer when a client finally give a final warning or something like, hey, I'm going to stop my services. That STC is the last defense, and that goes to all the top management, all the managers, team leads, including that DP. And then we start looking into complete up to down strategy, progress, results, and try our last attempt to save that client.
Okay.
There are various layers here,
Yeah.
but again, it's,
Complicated.
yeah, it's complicated and depends on steps, different steps, starting with kickoff call.
Yeah, the expectation setting is everything, is what I feel, because
Yeah.
in one of the kickoff calls I heard consistently the customer is like asking about the revenue. Like,
Uh-huh.
yeah, like for example, the rhinestone boutique. Uh, the Daniel was the person who was the client, I guess.
Okay.
They were consistent and were very much concerned about the revenue. Whatever the DPs were asking, they were just coming back asking for the revenue. But
That's not a good sign.
yeah,
That's where we
so
need to really be very, very careful. Literally speaking, if they keep saying the same, then we have got a clear picture that we cannot try many things. We have to just try and do the only thing that could, 100% bring the results, or that have biggest potential to bring in result. I think
yeah,
first should be, we should probably, we actually do that when a client is having a repetitive statements like they need revenue. We try to reset their expectations, but
mhm,
it's not kind of like,
easy.
whatever we say and they'll take it and they'll just calm down and relax.
Yeah,
They would say that, okay, I understand, let's go ahead, kick off the campaign, let's see. But it's us who need to, you know, draw a lot of juices from that kind of conversations and
yeah,
just hone off our strategy in such a way that, we, if not 9 out of 10 times, we hold 7 out of 10 or 6 out of 10 times getting results to them.
yeah. So the only thing which I saw, Ashok, was that there was a need of branding, or there was a need of little bit of like fame for the customer, right? Like their brand
Mm-hmm.
was not very much established. They were doing well because they were situated in an area which was quite good for shopping and outing for women. So, and also they did some shows and everything. So that's how they got recognition. But selling online is a completely different story.
Yeah, I
So,
think we should refer back to, do they have a history? Like, have they tried Google Ads? If no, then definitely the by default expectation comes is we need at least 3 to 4 months to gather data and
yeah,
learn what is working. But we actually do in a lot of cases. But what is our own struggle is, even after 4 months, we keep continuous struggling. That's the
yeah,
problem. And what we are not doing something here is we are not learning. We are not probably testing. We are testing, but we are not having a clear idea about what is working, what is not. Think about like what you could do to client if you don't give results. What you could give to client in terms of value.
and and also Ashok, there should be good communication if we are doing their website. Okay, like if we have the website contract given to us as well, so we need to understand, like we need to do some competitor analysis and understand what's the buyer's
Correct. That's
journey.
why this new process is there. That's why that account record section is there. And that's
Yeah.
why those crucial points are there, that it is required for you to think out of the box. Sometimes you need to keep writing what is the progress. If it is a valid progress, then only you should satisfy. If it is not, I was speaking with Yari and we were going through ROC Jewel's real time strategy creations, and we unveiled a lot of fakes. We literally only shopping campaign performed for them, and that too was in Jane and Fave men. After that, there wasn't any performance. And when we checked specific sections like records of which ad content performed for client, records of their profitability, then we were surprised. We were having nothing for them. There wasn't any information from our side, and that is a kind of a shame for us, that we are so focused in our own best practice that we are not keeping a track record of what we are finding is our learning from clients campaigns. I think and one thing which I recommended for ROC Jewels and AYR skincare, that guys, we need to find out certain case studies. We cannot just keep trying like non-branded shopping and keep repeating and seeing that they are not performing. If they are not performing, and that's enough. We have got to think something differently. I like this point, brand awareness. A lot of clients would probably not understand, but if we have tried everything, not getting the results, we need to throw them that, look, this is the case study. These guys have tried brand awareness first before seeing the success, and you have to give us a time. I really love this kind of aggressiveness. And yeah, with having a proper strategy and track record, we need to really tick off all these points. Otherwise, in cases like struggling clients, if we keep struggling, then we would never going to save that client, right?
Yeah.
I have a comment related with what Abdul say, and I'm very agree with him. I
Uh-huh.
think when the expectations are so very high, I think in those situations the role of the DPs are very important to provide real results. What I try to say with that is, I know sometimes the clients wants to get the most revenue as possible and the most sales as possible, and everybody wants that, uh, you know. But sometimes I feel we need to provide real. In my case, I think it's better to provide real results than fantasy numbers. For example, I lived that situation. For example, I think a month ago. For example, in one client, they request to the DP request to me providing a strategy. I provide the strategy, and after that, the DP say, "Oh, but your numbers are so low." But hold on, I'm not here to provide big numbers. I'm here to provide a solution and provide real numbers. You know, because if you want to increase the numbers as fantasy, okay, everybody can do that. But in my case, I think it's better to provide real numbers than a fake situation. It's like as we say here in Argentina, when the donation is very high, also the homeless suspect. And here is the same. If you promise an ROS so high, everybody can suspect. And the day after you can prove that or you can submit that, everybody start to claim. You know.
Correct.
Sorry, I don't want to sound rude,
Totally
but
agree. Totally agree. So absolutely, we need to do genuine job, and that's what we are trying to do. Even with the client cases where they are having a high expectations, we are showing them the reality. In a lot of cases, when we show them the real possibility, like projections or estimations, like what they can expect, we try to show them. But then the problem is, as I said earlier, that if they are, not all points they'll accept and understand. They may say that, okay, let's go ahead and do that, but we have got to do our job. I'm not saying that you agree on whatever client is saying, that you guys, you need to produce me 5x. And if their immediate last month revenue or return on ad spend was 1x or below, and they're asking something, unhumanly possible, no. That's where we need to put the defense. But our timing is wrong. Our timing is very, very wrong. What we are doing this is when a client is already in STC. I think that's where we need to align our monthly strategy really better way. On the first strategy side, evaluate what is the case. Is it a case one client, case two client, or case three client? Case one client means no history at all. That means you are naturally in a position to say client that after 3-4 months only you can commit anything because you need a time to get the data. Case two client, case to client is clients who have done adverts in the past but they have poor conversion history or haven't really tracked conversions. There also you need to evaluate into past data and then recommend the expectation or possible outcome. And in case three, where you have really very good history, very good conversions, very very good revenue records, ROS records, then the situations comes out to be different. Then you can commit something different there. So that we need to address on a timely manner. Pretty much in our every month strategy, we need to align. I think we need to simply keep recording our progress and keep changing our strategy every month, discussing with client that this is what your progress, this is what our strategy. And in situations like clients having high expectations, we need to push them back. If they are still having unrealistic expectation, then you have done your job. What we need to do is, I know we are doing our job, but timing is not coming correctly. Somewhere timing is coming but we are not having information. So all we need to do is our best job possible to give them realistic expectations, realistic projections, what could really be possible. After all, if they still don't understand, I think one thing which we should be proud of is that we ticked off all the boxes. We tried everything ourselves, like Marcel and Moda, and they didn't still commit. That way we can really hold the retention rate on high side. I'm sure if not one client would satisfy, at least there would be one or two others who would be agreed with our approach, our strategy. But for that we need to do really everything possible, including looking into external case studies, trying to find out benchmark, trying to see if other channels are getting sales, why not PPC, why not we are not profitable. Those kind of challenges are actually that would also make us probably a distinct team or a good team who knows what to do on a case by case basis.
Ashok, yeah, sure. I want to add some points here.
Sure.
Definitely, the Gonjalo has raised the concern that was correct. We always need to, realistic about our data, what data we are presenting. But also, we need to keep in mind and have to align with the client. Exactly what I mean to say is, if we are stick to our data and we are not understanding client business and client expectation in somehow, and we are going to be restrict, that is going to not going to build the relationship overall. So what we need to do, we have to understand perfectly the client. We have a different type of campaign we have managed. We know our history, we know all the segments, and accordingly, if the client is absolutely fresh, so we can find out from our old campaign history, old account history, old industry history, and there we can find out what can be the projection. So projections should be realistic, but it should be aligned with the client actual goal, what expectation they have.
Correct.
So actually what happens sometime, if the client have 10% or 20% margin, only 10% or 5% margin, and they have huge huge brand value, and that time we are going to them and then say we can present you 2x ROI or 3x ROI, after 5 months or 6 months or one year, that client is not going to be happy. So example like a watch warehouse or some other client, if we are going to say them after 6 months or 7 months, we are going to give you 5x ROI, although we are realistic about our data, but that is not going to align with the client actual expectation and actual business. So that we have to keep in mind, and that's why the kickoff call notes and alignment calls are very crucial here.
I really love this point. Uh, that's totally correct. All of our projections, whatever we do, typically even our strategies should be in a favor of client. They already have one share more favor. In other words, if they are hiring us, then we all are their expert partner. We all are there to actually help them achieve the goals. So even in adverse situations where client are unexpectedly coming up with high expectations, like in Masalemoda, they keep having high expectations. We tried giving them pushback. We even tried aligning our strategy, uh, because we had to go with client way, because why they have hired is because they have something in their mind. So a lot of time we need to come out of our mindset, and a lot of time we may have a lot of what we call a kind of resistance, that this client is pushing really hard, I don't know what to do, it's not possible, it's impossible. That all is totally understandable. And our company, everyone here, all the managers, team leaders, digital producers, we all are here to actually understand all those challenges internally. But at the end of the day, it's all about client, their goals, and we all need to keep striding towards making them achieve their goals. Few clients will probably, over time, they would actually be relaxed if they would see that we have been giving them value, the good service, even though they are not achieving their goals. They would somehow understand later that it will going to take time, and they need to give us more time. There will be few clients who would not understand that. So that's why whatever, every bit of thing we do here is so important, starting with kickoff call, your participation into alignment calls, the reason why that has been placed, and why I'm requesting you guys to speak with DP and at least participate into once in a month call, is so that you can also align with client. You can also think, you can also know what is going on their mindset, or how do they say about the progress and strategy. That gives us a lot of insights to you, when where do you stand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also,
Even
also, go
go
ahead.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay. Uh, also, what I am always as per my practice, best practice, whenever we are achieving a particular in good sign, at that time we should raise to DP or in a regular terms, because our reporting team whenever send a particular report to the client, at that time if SEO result was down, they simply put the title of poor results. But if we are communicating with the DPs and as well as the alignment calls, so in client minds that PPC are running well as compared to the SEO. So whenever we are achieving some good sign of the results, like some, I agree, some accounts not receiving much of conversions and revenue, but these accounts, as per our strategy, these performing in any other terms, like in search impression share, like in CTR, CPC. So whatever we are achieving, we should raise with the DP always. So in your
Wow, that's very good point. Excellent point. And right now, that is exactly what we are not doing in our current process. I know a part of that is, DPs need to pull up these informations, but I think GPs probably rely on PPC analysts to sync that information with them so that they can automatically and on a timely manner communicate that to client. So wins, wins, that means something really we achieved. It could be in terms of like a good conversion rate, a good ROAs, and it could be even good CTR.
Yes.
So that's what we are not doing at the moment, and that's why we actually need to keep recording the progress. Even what kind of headline has been the best performer, what kind of ad content has been the best performer, what kind of USPs are the best performer. If you don't have conversions, then evaluate it based on CTR. That is a secondary. And if we can maintain a document like that, believe me, you can simply share that document with DP. You don't even have to say any single word. But as long as we keep writing that and updating that document, our job would be far easier to communicate those wins to clients, those small achievements to clients. And even we can ask reporting team, for example, adding that profitability sheet. I think in one of recent reviews which I performed, I straight away recommended DPs that, hey DP, add this profitability sheet in your report. I just straight away recommended that because for those clients we have been producing wins. But right now that's not happening. That's where that's why we are here in the new process, that let's tick off these points. Over time we'll find it a good workflow for us. And for us team leads, myself, Vivek, if you guys can keep maintaining that document, we can straight away look into that document and can assist you on okay, how can we further improve the performance. We can straight away look into the strategy we prepared and can think about something that we may know that you might not be knowing, or we may find out even in your strategy that we were not aware but you added that point.
So, Ashok, DP always send snapshot report to client every month. So we
Mm-hmm.
always, I don't know, you all guys are doing or not, but most of my client, I always do. I always add that PPC highlights. So DP always
Mm-hmm.
ask us to add the highlights here. I always tend to write what are the wins, what are the performance, and what we did so far in those months, and what was the PPC wins. So we always do that, and we can do it for all of our account, and we can make it practice. So that is, I think, already some DPs are doing, and some DPs are skipping that. I don't know.
So yeah, actually we have bi-monthly. If you notice various sections of tasks, each section is belong to a specific team, but you will going to find out reporting administrations. Here, reporting analysts, every time they generate a report, they actually put this here. So I don't know, but most of us probably do not look into this section at all. We are just doing our work, we are looking into our task. It could be because the process is teaching you. I have probably coached you in such a way that you only look into adverse tasks but not the others. But actually, if we think about integrated kind of marketing, how we can assist other teams, SEO team, reporting team, you can provide your key wins details here. This is the snapshot report DP post before they even go to client. So snapshot report is what we were talking about here, and this is what you can see. Snapshot reports, I'm speaking about Magnolia. uh, Snapshot is nothing but a screenshot of their key graph, not a screenshot, it's a PDF.
It's complete detail. In doc file, we have to provide all the details, and then it converts to PDF. So yeah, DP always ask you, either if you skip it, then they ask you to provide it the details, so she can, or they can share it to directly client. So
Correct.
here we can add all of the wins and all of the highlights related to PPC.
Yes.
So
And
that is
Hmm.
yeah, here we go. And I think the simplest way I would recommend, as per our new process, maintain your records, account records, every month update in, and whatever you get as a wins or profitability, that's there in that spreadsheet. Straight away, copy paste it here. Not directly in this report. You have to recommend Nikki, for example, reporting analyst. Hey, Nikki, this is actually the win we got, and can you please add it into the report? You don't have to do any hard job here, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah, look at that. This reporting team provides this client in order to have some quick view. Google Ads metrics. There we go. Clicks, impressions, CTR, top campaigns. How about adding some additional details like their profitability or specific wins, like XYZ smart shopping campaign produce awesome results compared to standard shopping. That you need to record in your strategy document, that this is what you learn. There's been a dedicated sections, and that's why those records are there. Just give that information to reporting analyst. It would be reporting analyst's job now to accommodate that information somewhere. All right, so yeah, those were pretty good points, good discussions. This is why we need to do more than what we are doing at the moment, and we need to somehow improve in our process. The process is there, that can help us. All right, now the last point is small changes in the new process which I made, only a small one. Actually, there was a recurring account management task that originally I originally we planned to add under this one every month production, but I realized that it should be a separate sections for recurring account management. So there's a fourth sections apart from third, which is the monthly production work, every month production work. I actually pulled out all of the recurring tasks that we would do daily, weekly, monthly in a separate recurring account management sections. So in your internal base game, you just need to add it once and then appropriately assign a due date. So three elements will be static, as we discussed already. Number one, kickoff call. Number second is strategy that you need to update every month. And number fourth is Google Ads recurring, or in other words, number third is static sections. Only sections which moves every month is your production, and it should be paired up with your strategy. So all in all, right? If you come here to the cycle, earlier there was a three key things. Now we'll be doing four key things: alignment, strategy, creation, revision, production. Understand the word production. That means campaign setup or new campaigns launching. That goes here. Otherwise, this account management, weekly, daily, monthly, you will be doing every month. So all these needs to be synced. Any question?
Actually,
No, there.
also, as I have discussed on the chat regarding the Ping and FB,
Uh-huh.
to create, but if we are creating a separate doc, but I don't think we should create a separate sheet for our second one sheet, which spend and growth revenue.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, add those strategy at the bottom of Google Ads with a separate and dedicated section. I was only concerned with the length of the document. If you add your Facebook and Bing Ads, right, for example, here in this strategy, now you will be keep updating this every month. So over time, it could be a very lengthy document and will be hard to read with. But start with that. Add your Google Ads Facebook strategy in the same document, rename it with Google Ads plus Facebook Bing Ads, whatever, and see if it comes manageable. If it is not manageable, then we probably need to put that into separate document.
Because in ours in bandwidth planning sections, uh, we
Uh-huh.
for the suppose I have one client, so for 9 hours based one client, and my channel is AdWords and Bings. But in 9 hours we are not bifurcate for the particular. That's why I have said that we should create a one sheet for that.
Okay. Yeah, if you only have 9 hours and two platform, then you probably need to delay certain campaign launching. That's what we need to actually understand a little bit here. Bandwidth planning means you have to balance. So 9 hours, three times, 27 up to 27. Look back, how many things you can launch. I mean, I think you all already know that.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, yeah, but in a separate document, what I was thinking is over time you would find the value of this document, because we'll be recording these things very, very importantly. And when we face situations like we need to showcase client progress and strategy, that's where we need them to be neat and clean. But right now, just as I said, use it, same document for Facebook ads, Bing ads as well, and see how it goes. If it is manageable, then we'll continue it. If it is not, then we may actually later separate it. It won't be a hard job.
But Ashok, definitely the bandwidth planning will be different for both the platforms, right?
Yeah, for planning, you need to maintain a separate. I don't want to combine this. Look at for ROC, and I was speaking about ROC earlier. This one has been already created for ROC, and this single spreadsheet, this single section actually pretty much put myself and Yarik into direction as what we really need now in June month. Because when sorry about that, not this one. Yarik, did I put wrong link here?
I don't know. I really haven't checked that.
Yeah, wrong link. There's a different sheet. Record this one. Yeah, its link is this. All right, so okay, this one is for ROC jewels we prepared. Performance right now it's empty, but I have requested Yarik to over time maintain this with the performance details so that he can see all the performance in one. What is very important is the profitability. This one we put, this client started since October and we are into March month, and look at the net profit column. We haven't even made a single dollar to this client. Pretty much says a complete picture here that we are literally, we need to do something big now in order to keep this client getting profitability. Win sections, look at the win section, what we noted down. We find out that only shopping converted for them in a January month and February month, but after that shopping didn't convert. So in a quarter 2019, quarter 1 2019, we only find shopping performing, none other. So in a June month, what we literally planned is this section pretty much give us a clear idea about what we needs to work in a June month. Bandwidth planning, we updated this task later. We just keep it a blank, but first we move into other sections. Here is what I was talking about. If you don't have results, you need to give clients in other ways some value. Have you ever done testing, landing page testing, or CRM implement through PPC? Do you know what headlines is converted, description, USP? For this client, we weren't having any record. We had even run a non-branded, but we never know what was tested, unless if you guys take time and dig into the data and try to find out now. But unfortunately, you don't have that much time. If you keep that recording over time, this gives you a very good picture on, okay, I had tested non-branded and this is what I learned. As headline generated this much CTR, this description generated this much CTR, if not conversions. Same goes to banner ads. Even we evaluated extensions all the way down to we also learned that manual CPC converted for this client from shopping, and their profitable bid range is anywhere from 1.3 to 1.6. Everything, everything being said, that all the sections, what we return is really we need to focus on improving shopping, and this is what we need to. We also have never done display marketing, so we need this one to do. 4th of July is coming, so we need to ask clients if they are supposed to do 4th of July. Look at that, a clear workflow coming up in a strategy, and accordingly the tasks we outline for Basecamp.
Yes. Also here,
Uh-huh.
here I have one recommendations.
Sure.
Uh, if our client is we have applied in previous month few strategy and resulting well, and now this month we have to do only basics things and just keep close eye and check everything. So these last three tasks
Correct.
will be done,
You
right?
only need this one.
Yes, but here what I wanted to say, whenever we share this sheet, whenever DP share this sheet to the client, at that time client should raise a concern that only three tasks. I think we should add a little bit deeply here, like our bid adjust, keyword bid adjustment, and SQR, search and search term
No,
report.
in a strategy, you need to define a little bit in a context. That's why the strategy section is there. You need to write down little bit, like your strategy would be doing, okay, these are your specific tasks, but through them you will be adding negatives, you will be adjusting beats, you will be, what else we do typically? We would be monitoring the keyword performance. We would be adding item IDs as exclusions every week. If you not look into the weekly recurring tasks, there's been a lot of tasks that are required to do. Even in a weekly basis, you have to check item ID performance inside shopping, the search terms. Then, if you are running display marketing, then you need to check banner ad performance. Those things. Let's describe a little bit in a strategy is what you will be doing. 4 5 points max, and this is a specific list of tasks.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of clients for you applicable, existing clients, if all the setup has been done, you are in very good position, and only management is needed. Remember, only three, this three is required to do, and which is now just a separate sections. Fourth sections, recurring task, this one. And again, if strategy creation understand the value of this, will be having a value, will be getting a value. That's why I'm consistent and consistently stressing why we need to do this. Right now, if you are running out of time, cannot put all the details in new strategy documents. That's good. What was that?
No, no, sorry. I press on mute.
No problem. So, yeah. So, what you only need at the moment is this one, a specific strategy that you will be deploying in a June month, and list of tasks. That's it. This is what we are interested. And make sure that when you add this task, make sure that your Basecamp actually really mirror that, so that we have easier understanding. For ROC jewels, we exactly did the same thing. We actually put all these tasks in similar way, that what needs to be done right at the bottom.
Ashok, and the old task going to be removed or not?
Existing task?
Yeah.
Existing tasks, try to check them off if they are just due diligence. They are just occupying the space and not having any importance at all. Try deleting them. Checking them off. If they have any value, or you are continuously working on them, just put it under this one, right at the last sections. Old tasks or personal tasks, or tasks from other section, anything like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going to ask you. The only problem, well, what I had with creating new strategies, I'm not sure if I'm going to finish all the strategies today because
Yeah. So
uh,
for that, you can just
you know.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. Account records, this is something we need to maintain over time. So for now, if you can't do, that's okay, but plan it updating ahead of the next month. Next month, we cannot just, keep just input it. Understand the value. This will going to be, crucial for us. We need to know like what is performing, what are the wins, what is the profitability. For now, just add the quick strategy in the tasks and add this task into Basecamp. This is for internal Basecamp purpose. That's it. Go
Oh,
ahead and work.
Ashok, can you please scroll up
Sure.
testing section? The very last task, yes, record of PPC, yeah, value to SEO. So there's one document that's linked PPC answers to SEO question. I'm
Uh-huh.
little bit, I have little bit doubt about it because we have done this kind of assessment in past, and
Mm-hmm.
almost we prepared this for all of our accounts at that time, but
Mm-hmm.
we didn't get any proper response from SEO team, and we spent too much time on this to prepare the report, to find out the data and all the things. So
yeah.
will it
Actually,
be
yeah, actually, Kanika and Brittany and Rebecca, they were saying that these were very valuable report to them. They were just saying exact opposite. And I think the reason we discontinued it was exactly the same because we were feeling that they were not utilizing it. And I think we paused it since 6 months or more. But now in the recent team leadership meeting, there was a question raised that there has been lack of collaboration between SEO and PPC team. Again, I'm thinking integrated marketing way, because when client hire an agency, when they hire two services, they also imagine that SEO and PPC team would work together to learn through experimentations about something, and they would actually appreciate each other in order to bring success to them.
Sure.
So
Here, can I add one thing?
go ahead.
So we are sending the PPC answer to SEO question to SEO team, but
Mhm.
can we do one more thing? Can we ask SEO team to share their insight as well with us? Because I think SEO keywords are more crucial, which we are not targeting, and which we have not the the clear picture, which SEO keywords they are targeting, which are crucial for them, but that is not in our complete picture. Uh, what keywords we have to focus more. Suppose some keywords are very essential for them, but those are in second page or third page. We can, meanwhile, we can target into a PPC campaign for the same keywords. So that picture, if we have, we can target with that, and we can create our campaign more clear.
Yes,
Well,
actually,
I'm agree with Vivek, and I think communication should be two-way here, so that we can exchange the
Mhm.
information. This section is very important and crucial, but if communication happens in two-way, then it is very beneficial. Otherwise, it is just task.
Okay, I get that point. I'll actually work on updating it little bit, so
So
that both team
I think
can.
first we should give a chance to SEO team to complete this document. Then,
No, see,
No.
I think that normally understand SEO guys will going to pick up high search volume keywords which are related to the business. Now that doesn't mean that you can bid on that keyword straight away in your non-branded, because normally we know non-branded doesn't convert no matter how good a keyword is, and we cannot target that. So one way is obviously you cannot
actually,
bid on whatever they are selecting.
actually,
However,
Ashok,
mhm.
actually, And in SEO, I think they have created the URL mapping based keyword selection, right? So
Yes.
I think this sheet actually very beneficial for us, because whenever we are creating a particular non-branded campaign, at that time I think we should add this keyword from long tail keywords, or low search volume based, or high search volume based. So if SEO team will provide us this, because if we are targeting on in our ad copies, then it doesn't mean that SEO performance will be down.
Yeah, I think, yeah, it makes sense. We need little revision here. So we need both teams collaborations. I think each of your point is right. That it's right now it's a one directional. We are giving some information to them, but we are not drawing information from them like what keywords they are picking. And is there any chance we can bid on those keywords? Yeah, fair enough. I think yeah, it needs little revisions before we start executing that. Plus, uh, we probably need to pull in SEO guys here as well in this kind of report and provide us some information here so that we can collaborate. Right now, just keep this one, but not let's not do work until I provide you guys update on this. I'll be updating on this and figuring out a little bit better collaboration as of now.
For the
Hello.
details, we need to submit in the same doc or in a separate?
I want to add some point regarding SEO keywords. Like we have all like Google Search Console linked to our Google Analytics, right?
Uh-huh.
And we can get those important keywords from Search Console data, that which keywords are getting more impressions but not getting clicks, right? We can target those keywords and create ad group on that particular category and run those
Yep.
keywords from Google Ads.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
Search Console is the essential. We can find out those insights, but uh, SEO reports will be different from this Search Console, because the Search Console is going to give you the complete, picture. Even SEO team is not working on particular keywords, so it is going to give you the complete, not complete picture. Only the SEO team can find out all the details which are necessary to create campaign or target on essential manner and essential way.
Actually, they are doing a in-depth keyword research on the particular landing page and particular services, and we are not at that keyword research time. We are not uh, doing this in terms of PPC. So I think, because
I guess. Yep.
in search console report, they are queried when user came on our website, but
But but we can
Yes.
get an idea to like which
yeah, we
keywords
can
Yeah,
are.
it's a good to have that information. It's good to have what keywords they are picking. You might probably get few additional keywords. And yes, they do in-depth research. They plan out URL structure and then breadcrumbs structure, the content
Yeah,
planning, primary, secondary keywords. It could give a good picture, but again, we need to keep in mind that the keyword is not problem for PPC team. It was never a problem for PPC team to pick up the keyword. But we know that in PPC, not every keyword perform. They are challenging to convert. That's something I think we would keep in mind, but still, collaboration is needed. And if you notice the section, this record of landing page selection, A/B testing, or multivariate testing and CRO improvement, I think SEO team also does the same, and we are also thinking about this. So we could probably pair up this section along with PPC SEO value sections, so that we can do it once. We can plan out uh, for landing page experimentations or CRO improvement ahead of a campaign. What do you guys think? Should we keep this separate or should we combine that in that section?
I think landing page selection and this is the
See, SEO team, when we start fresh in a business, SEO guys do not have any history. They don't know what will going to work. A client sign up both. Now PPC team obviously brings in fastest results. They bring in fast traffic. So what? Think about that. If you could actually let SEO team test out couple of meta tags, adding couple of meta tags and running a campaign and show them this one is bringing this much CTR and this meta text is bringing this much. So that way we can actually provide them some learning, some experimentations, right? But it is a little bit complex.
yes.
Yeah, I think let's keep it separate. Let's keep it separate. Let's keep it just for PPC. If you will be thinking about landing page selections, and if landing page are not good, thinking about A/B testing or multivariate testing or CRO improvement. All this, let's keep it separate. All right, I'll be tweaking this section and we'll posting update to you guys on a workflow. We'll check that. For now, keep working on that. I'm seeing few of you guys posted your strategy document. Thank you so much, guys, for all this. Yeah, if you are running out of time, don't have much time to update account records. For now, define your strategy and list out your Basecamp tasks. That's it. That's what we need for June month.
Okay. My last question, Ashok, for Facebook, can we submit in the same doc?
Yeah, you can submit in the same document.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for very good discussions.